Guys, I just wanted to do a little review on the Marin Nail Trail 7. When I was researching it, if I wanted to buy it or not, I couldn't find any reviews on it, which made it really hard to decide if it was worth buying or not. So I just got it today. Ordered a chain reaction cycle. It was on clearance for $1,100. So I picked that. It was $1,140 out the door. I was thinking about the Nail Trail 6, but it was just a little bit less spec than this one. I decided to bite the bullet and go for the little more expensive one. It included a dropper post, and the other one did not have that. It had a little bit worse fork. Still a pretty decent RockShox, but a little bit less than the Revelation. So after a lot of research, I just decided to go for the one that was a little more expensive, and hopefully I wouldn't have to upgrade it as much. This is the first video I've ever done, first review I've ever done. It's a little bit outside of my comfort zone to talk on video, but I decided that it might help someone else, so I might as well do it. I wish it would have been online for me, but it wasn't. These are just my local trails out in Mukilteo, Washington, called Japanese Gulch. The bike I came off before this was a Transition Trans Am, an older model with 160mm forks, which were a little bit too much for the trails that are around here. It was okay, except for climbing was a little bit difficult, and these trails are a little bit more technical than the heavy Trans Am was willing to do. I was riding out here every day on it anyways, but I stopped getting personal records on Strava, kind of plateaued, and it just kind of took some of the joy out of it. So the Trans Am was a 26, this is a 27.5. Has Shimano brakes that are designed to be used with one finger. Feel really good. The Nail Trail 6 had SRAM set up for the drivetrain, and I haven't had any problems with them, but I still thought might as well get the most bang for my buck I can. We'll see if 120 will be able to do what the 160 did. It might be, since this is a air fork, I can adjust the pressures, and it also looks super easy to change out the air chamber, so I can upgrade when I want to and maybe over fork it a little bit. So far, bike feels good. This is the first day I got it. The 27.5s feel a lot better than the 26s. And I can't about how quickly Chain Reaction got me the bike and how well DHL got the bike shipped here. It passed through customs super quick. The bike climbed super well. The bike before had a little 1x9 conversion, but it didn't have the gearing for the climbs. It was just wearing me out. Bike came in super good condition, as you'd expect a new bike to. Saved about probably $700-800 over buying it in the States, so to me it was worth it. As of right now, the Marin Nail Trail 7s are sold out, but if they come out with a 2019 that I've never seen, or if Chain Reaction stocks them, it'll be worth looking at. I had done a lot of research about the Vitus range of bikes, the Sentier and the Nucleus. I was looking at the Nucleus VRS and the VRX, and they had a little bit better fork travel, but in the end those ones kept selling out so quickly that I decided to just go with something that would be a little more suited to cross country and kind of just a jack of all trades bike. Before the Trans Am I only had about, probably about a month. Got it for $300, and it was a good bike, but just a little bit heavy for what I want to do, a little bit over forked for what I want to do. I want to be able to just come here, do some hot laps after work, and then just head home. So needed something that was a little bit lighter. The Trans Am with the steel frame weighed about 35 pounds. This seems, with pedals, to weigh 29. This has a little bit of everything out at these trails. The bars are a little bit wide for what I'm used to. A little bit flatter than I'm used to, but so far I'm super impressed. I'm not in very good shape, so the fact that this bike is making it easy for me is pretty impressive. On this bike you can go from a 27.5 to a 29. Run both. I don't know what the max tire size is for width, but I assume it's somewhere between 2.6 and 2.8. That's a pretty tough climb. If I would have been in the granny gear, I might have been able to make it, but I'm not used to this 1x11 drivetrain yet. So I kind of like riding hardtails more than full suspension bikes, and I feel like if you're gonna cheap out, then you might as well get a hardtail, since if you get a full suspension, they're gonna cheap out somewhere. You're not gonna feel the bike is as responsive. It's gonna have cheaper shocks, cheaper forks, and probably cheap out other places like the drivetrain and brakes. And also I feel like you get a little bit better as for riding, you know, you get to feel the bike better, especially if you're not very skilled. Then it'd be worth it to get a hardtail instead of a full suspension. Before the Trans Am, I had a Scott Aspect 950. It was just a little bit too much cross country, not enough fun on these downhills and descents like this. The brakes were mechanical on it. It had a 100mm Suntour XC whatever suspension. It just was harsher than heck. And I kept that about a week before I realized it just wasn't what I was after. And then with the Trans Am, like I said, about a month before it stopped being as much fun. So yeah, there wasn't a review on these bikes. You know, you can find a review on the San Quentin, which is a little more spec'd for aggressive hardtail, and I don't think this one is too steep of a head angle, but like I said, it's the first day I've had it. I'll probably go to 140mm of travel here once I get these forks broken in, but they feel pretty good. like I've used all the travel, but I didn't feel a aggressive or a sharp bottom out feeling. I've only, you know, I filled the pressure to 100, which is about what it's supposed to be for my weight, kind of right in the middle there. And I'm on the softest compression setting, so I still have quite a bit of range to mess with. So I'll definitely do a long-term review in the future, but probably a couple months down the road we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so far I'm extremely happy with the first day. Did a little check before I started headed down this way. I come from a motorcycle background, so I'm not used to the weight of a bike or the pedaling. I'm used to having a motor to bail you out of jumps and stuff like that, so I'm kind of a little bit more scared on the bump. The bike kind of moves around a lot more than a dirt bike does. I mean, I've been riding mountain bike probably just barely a month at this point. Before that I had a Kona Scrap, which was super heavy, kind of dirt jump oriented or park oriented, and just wasn't what I was after. That's one loop on the Japanese Gulch trails. I'm gonna go for another one, but I'm not gonna record it. I'll put a link to the specs down in the description and all that. So far, I mean, that's 3 miles or 3.5 miles of riding. So far feels good. But you know, a mile or so of climbing, and yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes. So far it's been a blast, and let you know from here. Thanks for watching.